Remember, folks, I'm just a Muppet in a chair. Don't take me seriously. Hey, what's happening, Boomerites? It's good to see you. I'm King Boomer, and this is going to be a different type of video today. We're on a fact-finding mission today, but I got to give some credit to where credit is due. First of all, credit to SideNote for producing this video, and credit to Steve from Reacting to My Roots. I haven't actually interacted with Steve, but I actually subscribed to him recently because in my YouTube Studio app, it's like, what other channels does your audience watch? And I had never heard of Reacting to My Roots, so I checked it out. And yeah, I watched some of his stuff, some of the stuff that I've seen before, and he seems like a very wholesome, down-to-earth, nice guy. So if you guys want to check out his channel, Steve's channel, Reacting to My Roots, I will put a link in the description below this video, so you guys can check it out. Maybe call him a Muppet. Maybe he's figured out what that word is. But he seems like a really good guy, and best of luck to him. But I got to give him credit because I was checking out his channel, and this video in particular seemed very interesting. It's called "Why U.S.-Produced Eggs Are Banned Across Europe." Now, I eat a lot of eggs here at home, so I'm a little worried now. I mean, maybe I'm gonna have to throw them out and stop buying them. But also, it's worrisome because I used to know more about the types of chemicals and stuff that the regulators put in our foods over here, and I know it's heavily criticized in the rest of the world, which as it should be. But I don't know the depths that it goes to, so I'm kind of ignorant on this issue. Even though I've heard how badly the chemicals affect our foods over here, I've never actually dived deep into it. So let's check out a video that just talks about the eggs and why they're banned across Europe. I don't know if this is going to set off a chain reaction of me reacting to all types of videos about how badly the U.S. Food supply has been tarnished by chemicals, but who knows? But this is definitely a video that caught my eye when I was checking out Steve's channel, so I'm going to react to it. Remember to like, subscribe, do whatever you guys want, and hopefully this isn't too horrifying, so I don't have to throw out my beloved eggs that I buy every week at the grocery store. So here we go, folks.
In the United States Department of Agriculture, or the USDA, lays out regulations for how food products should be produced and processed to ensure food safety. The United States Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA, on the other hand, determines the best food consumption practices to minimize health problems. Ironically, they also determine how much rat hair should be allowed in peanut butter, rat feces in your spices, and cigarette butts in your sandwich. Unless you find more than 30 insect fragments.
Stop it! Why won't the fucking spacebar work? Sorry, I flipped out a little bit. It's just every video, whenever I want to stop it, I have to click the video instead of hitting the spacebar for the first time. And now my computer is wigging out. Christ, let me hear that again.
And cigarette butts in your sandwich.
Cigarette butts in your sandwich. Why? Click the thing. Oh my dear Lord. Cigarette butts in your sandwich. There's no way that's true. There's no way that's true. I cannot believe that. There's no way that's true. Oh, maybe I need to go on a deep dive with this kind of subject, but here we go.
1 rodent hair per 100 grams of peanut butter, 9 milligrams of rodent poop per 1 kilogram of wheat, 75 mites per 100 grams of dried mushrooms, 1 maggot per 100 grams of tomato juice, and 13 insect heads every 100 grams of fig paste. The FDA expects you to compromise with the situation because, well, no food practice is perfect, humans make mistakes, restricting food laws will increase food prices, and bugs aren't that gross.
Bugs are a good source of protein, but I digress.
Some of them are quite healthy. At the same time, the USDA has laid out guidelines for how commercial eggs should be produced, processed, and stored to make sure eggs remain safe for public consumption. The UK has their own regulations, but their regulations are quite opposite to those in the US, making it illegal for eggs produced in the UK to be sold in the US and those produced in the US to be sold in the UK.
Oh, so it's banned both ways. That's an important detail.
But if guidelines in both the cases are made for food safety and are in the public interest, why are they so contrasting to one another? Which of them is the right practice, or are both of them equally good?
I bet it's not the American
eggs,
one.
The USDA requires its egg farms to properly wash and sanitize their eggs before they reach consumers in order to remove any dirt and feces on the exterior of the eggs. These contaminants are bacterial in nature and may pose a food safety threat when they enter a kitchen environment. For instance, one may crack open an egg and then proceed to prepare a sandwich with those bacteria-ridden hands. Also, eggshells are porous, so there's a possibility of microbes leaking inside the egg. As per the regulation, eggs are washed with warm water, at least 20 degrees Fahrenheit warmer than the internal temperature of the eggs, and at a minimum of 90 degrees Fahrenheit. A detergent that won't impart any foreign odors to the eggs is also used. After washing, the eggs are rinsed with a warm water spray containing a chemical sanitizer to remove any remaining bacteria, and then are dried to remove excess moisture. Every step of this whole process is scientifically designed and must be executed with extreme care, otherwise this procedure can lead to more damage than good. For example, the drying of eggs is crucial because a dry eggshell acts as a barrier to bacterial intrusion, while the presence of moisture makes the shell more permeable, exposing it to a pathogen attack. Furthermore, moisture itself may act as a medium for bacterial growth, and water provides an excellent vehicle for pathogens such as Salmonella.
That's very true. That's very true. So, yeah, so they're walking on a very, very tight rope here. That's very interesting.
The right temperature of warm washing water is important because water colder than the egg could cause the contents of the egg to contract, sucking polluted water in through the shell. Results may get worse if a facility is not careful enough to regularly change the washing water and eggs are left to sit in the dirty bath. With such high risk of bacteria, if cleaned improperly, the UK and almost all of the world except the US believe that eggs should not be washed or cleaned before they're sold to consumers. As far as dirty eggs are concerned, the EU's egg marketing law encourages good husbandry on farms. Because eggs can't be cleaned or washed, it's in the farmer's best interest to produce the cleanest eggs possible, as no one is going to buy their eggs if they're dirty. This may not sound too convincing to you, but there's more to it. An egg carries a thin layer of coating on its outer surface called cuticle. This layer naturally protects eggs from almost all contamination and also keeps the eggs fresh for longer periods. Washing eggs damage most of this protective layer and makes them vulnerable to contamination from pathogens and other microorganisms.
There it is! We found it! We found it. Okay. That's very informative. So, you shouldn't wash the eggs in the first place, otherwise the cuticle is destroyed. And then all the chemicals get in there, and the egg's even worse than when it was first created. You know what, I was thinking about that, because I think that's very interesting. In Europe, it's up to the farmer to produce the cleanest looking eggs. Whereas in America, they take all the eggs and make them appear clean on the outside, but they could be fucked up on the inside. That's very interesting. It's like putting pressure on the farmers. Like, hey, you want to sell eggs? You better pick out the ones that are right for the market. Whereas in America, give us all of them. We'll clean them for you. It's very simple but interesting dynamic there.
In absence of washing, an egg is capable of protecting itself naturally, and if care is taken while handling the eggs, the contamination of kitchen environments can also be eliminated. The UK, thus, believes that a little care is better than the huge risk and cost of washing eggs. Another thing that makes British eggs and American eggs different to one another is how they're stored. In the UK and almost everywhere in Europe, you can see eggs sitting in unrefrigerated shelves of supermarkets.
Right.
The EU regulations stipulates that eggs should in general not be refrigerated before selling to the final consumer. Chilled eggs, when left outside at room temperature during transit between the supermarket and the customer's home, may sweat and form moisture on its surface, facilitating the growth of bacteria and probably their aggression into the egg. The American system, on the other hand, instructs its seller to refrigerate eggs under 40 degrees Fahrenheit in order to decrease the risk of salmonella.
Right.
Salmonella isn't a big problem in the UK because European farmers have been vaccinating their hens against salmonella since the 1990s and have received good results. Vaccination in the US is not a common practice. Because of all of these differences in how eggs are processed and stored in the two nations, British eggs are significantly richer in taste. But how would you know? British eggs can't be sold in the US, and the US ones in the UK.
Right. That's a very interesting video. Very interesting. Is it going to deter me from buying eggs here in the United States of America? Probably not. But I do get why some people would see this and be like, well, that's it, I'm out. But, yeah. Makes me want to import eggs from the United Kingdom, that's for sure, but like you said, I guess I can't get my hands on any. But that's very interesting. So it all, you know, it all has to do with washing the eggs, which is a bad idea to begin with. And our Food and Drug Administration over here does not realize it. I hope they've watched this video, and the last part was interesting where you guys vaccine your chickens over there, and we don't. That just seems like a no-brainer. I mean, if that eliminates salmonella, right? Because that's the big fear. That is a big fear over here. Everybody's worried about... I wouldn't say with eggs, though. I think a lot of people are more concerned with, like, undercooked chicken over here when it comes to salmonella. So, like, sometimes, you know, because I've worked in the restaurant industry. Still do. But... most of the customers that I've dealt with, sometimes they get worried that the chicken isn't cooked enough. And that they get fears of salmonella because of that. Never with eggs, at least that I've seen. But I'm sure there's some people out there that are concerned about that. But a very informative video. It makes me want to switch up the eggs, but, you know, like the video said, you can only get United States eggs in the United States. And, you can only get UK eggs in the UK and vice versa. So, and they won't let you import the eggs from the UK. And in the UK, they won't let them import eggs from the United States, which I completely understand based on this. But, yeah. Scary shit. I don't know. I'm sorry, but I'm still going to take my chances with my eggs. I fucking love my eggs, man. Even though they're, you know, they have a... It's much riskier than eating one of your eggs. But is it killing... Here's the thing, though. Is it killing people left and right here in America? I don't know. I've never heard of, you know, a bunch of eggs killing thousands of people over here. Maybe it has happened and they just covered it up. Who knows? Because, but that's a subject for another day. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. If you guys want to suggest any other things I should look at when it comes to this subject, please let me know. And Steve from Reacting to My Roots, keep up the great work. Hope you're doing well, and thank you for reacting to this video first, because this was quite interesting. And I've looked around at some of your videos that you've reacted to, and it's a whole wide variety of interesting things. It's like McJibbin. I think McJibbin reacts probably to the most interesting videos, and judging from looking at Steve's channel at Reacting My Roots, I think he reacts to... He's right up there with McJibbin. He reacts to a lot of interesting things. So, shout out to both McJibbin and Steve from Reacting My Roots. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe. And I'll see you next time, Boomerites. Peace out.